every day, one by one, I'm gonna try every recipe of Laura, starting from the very beginning. Come, join me on my challenge. Let's go! Hi everyone! My name is Ruta and welcome to the 127th, I believe, if I'm wrong, don't be angry, day of my challenge, because it's really late now. Well, not that late, but I had a long day. I worked really hard today, and if you hear random noise outside, it's because it's evening, people are out. Can you hear the birds? Birds are chirping like crazy every single evening, so there might be some background noise. And today, for all the awesome things I did, I'm gonna reward myself with a, well, real carnivore dinner, I would say, which is basic beef burger. Now, it's actually funny, I thought that there's no words left in me today because really, I got so tired, but yet I turned on the camera and I feel like I'm chatting kind of with my friend. I don't know. I think it kind of became like a little bit therapeutical as well, this challenge of mine. Well, anyways, so before we get into the ingredients, I want to mention the salt. Now, the original recipe calls for some kosher salt, which I didn't know there are different kinds of salt. To be honest, I had to Google what that thing is, and from what I've learned, it seems that there's this really coarse salt, then there's kosher salt, which is something in between a really coarse salt and a fine salt, which I thought that's the only salt in this world. So anyways, I totally had some salt which I forgot. I kind of stole it actually from my mom, but I totally forgot, and this is, I think, is a little bit too coarse for this recipe, so I've used my little schmuggy thing here. What's this called? Spice crusher? Well, let's call it that. So I used this and I crushed the salt of mine so that the crystals are a little bit finer, but not too fine, so I'm gonna use that. And as for the condiments, Laura doesn't specify in the written recipe. I am writing, however, my choices. But if it looks, when you see the ingredients, like it's too little for 4 or 6 burgers, that is because it is. I'm gonna make only one now. Like, I will make the whole recipe, but I'm planning to cook only one burger for now, and I will cook the rest later, so I want everything to be kind of fresh. That's why. Anyways, let's go over the ingredients and let's get started. We're gonna need 4 big or 6 medium burger buns, 500 grams of ground sirloin, 250 grams of ground chuck, some olive oil, kosher salt and black pepper, and then your choice of cheese and condiments. For the cheese, I'm gonna use this yummy looking cheese. And for the condiments, some spinach roughly chopped, some onion sliced, and some tomatoes sliced as well. With the meat, I have both kinds of meats here, and then salt, this special kind, and the black pepper, huge bowl, and a fork. I'm gonna take the meat, season it really well with salt and pepper, and then using a fork, I'm gonna mix it, but as brief as possible. You really do not want to overmix the meat. That seems about right. So now I'm gonna divide the whole meat into 4 parts. You can divide it into 6 if you want smaller burgers, and then form the patties. Okay, my dividing skills are clearly off, but here's a little tip. Now, after you form your patties, you want to make a little, what's that, like indent or some like little hollow place in the very middle, so that once you actually cook it, the meat stays even and doesn't puff up. And now the secret part. These have to go into the fridge for 30 minutes. 30 minutes have passed and I've taken out my burger from the fridge. So I've put my grill pan to preheat right now, and while that's happening, the burger will slightly come to room temperature. And while that is happening, I'm gonna take some olive oil, drizzle a little bit of it on the burger itself, and then rub it in from both sides so that once I cook it, it doesn't stick. Okay, so my grill pan is really nice and hot, and I think I forgot to mention it's over medium-high heat. So now it's time to put the burger on and then cook it for around 4 minutes on each side. And I'm not sure, but I think this is the time when you should put your cheese on so that it kind of melts a little bit. And I put it in the corner in the hopes of toasting the hamburger breads as well, but I will do that after this is done. So that's the borrowed camera for you. I totally didn't realize that the battery was dying and the camera died on me while cooking. So until I grabbed another one I borrowed because I wasn't sure if they will work for me. Anyway, so look, you missed the best part. Once I took off my clearly a cheeseburger, which is so cool. I made it myself, I can't believe it. This is what happened in 1 minute. You do want to grill your hamburger buns only on the cut side. However, learn from my mistake. Once you put these, lower your heat to medium low, because this is what happens on medium high. But I think that's still edible. That looks actually yummy to me. Anyway, so now only the assembly left. I think, what will I put first? I think I will put the tomatoes first, then the onion, then lots and lots of spinach, and then the hamburger itself. I'm so happy we don't have smoke. What's that? Smoke alarm system? Because it would be off right now. I thought it's just I see bad because I'm tired and whatnot, but I actually smoked up my entire home with grilling my hamburger buns. But boy, oh boy, am I excited about my dinner. Tell me you wouldn't want a piece of that. Come to mama. Man, that will be no modest bite. How to even take it? Okay, I'm bound to embarrass myself, aren't I? Oh my goodness. This is... I cannot believe it. Okay, I'll try to put it in the... I don't know how else to say it. This is like when you go to McDonald's and buy some hamburger or cheeseburger or Big Mac, but that one has some sauce. And like, it's so good. You know it's so bad, but it's so good to eat. This is like that. The meat, it's kind of hard to hold because look how fat it is. The meat is so juicy. Oh my goodness, it's slightly pink in the middle, but it's so juicy and so flavorful. You would never believe that there's just salt and pepper inside. I'm so excited about you. I gotta run because it's getting cold and I really want to eat while it's still hot, and I'm like speechless, honestly. If you want, go and check the original recipe by Laura there. The written one, as always, is in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in a day. Bye!